Our study of the lower extremity moves us into the foot. The intrinsic muscles of the foot need to be learned by region of the foot, and in the case of the plantar muscles, the 4 layers of intrinsic muscles. On the dorsum of the foot are 2 muscles that are the brevis muscles of the great toe and the digits 2 through 4. So extensor hallucis brevis and extensor digitorum brevis, their muscle bellies are obviously on the dorsum of the foot, and these are the only intrinsic muscles of the foot that are on the dorsum. When we move to the plantar aspect and we dissect away skin, fat, and move on to the deep structurally important plantar fascia, very, very deep. You'll appreciate as you dissect the plantar aspect that the skin is very thick, and the septae that attach the skin to the plantar fascia is very the tensile strength is very great that holds that skin to the plantar aspect. The septae, the little cubical partitions that hold the skin to the plantar fascia, are filled with fat. Great force dissipation design. Talk to you about it more in lab, but this is way important. Need to have sharp scalpel and need to be very aggressive at getting to this layer of the plantar aspect so we can explore those 4 layers of plantar muscles. Now, when the skin is removed, this is illustration of the 4 different plantar layers, and we'll deal with them one by one. This is very important. Up until now in your studies you've been told that you'll study those layers at a different time. Now's the time. And now's the time before we meet on Monday for you to internalize what muscles reside in which layer. Call that walking around knowledge. No one will ever be able to take that away from you, but you have to earn it. And this is why during out-of-class dry lab you must commit these to memory. And so the place in your clinically oriented anatomy where you'll be studying these and categorizing these and internalizing these are figures 5, which represents the chapter 67. That's for the dorsal intrinsics, and then figures 5.68A, the letter A through the letter H for the different layers, and then 5.69 is this depiction of not only the muscles but the neurovascular bundles that supply that. That'll give you a sense of the whole. That's where you'll be studying. Now layers 1 through 2 are depicted in 5.6A A through C. So here are the tarsal bones. Way important to know these. Going to talk to you more. The dissector talk to you about how we're going to explore the ankle and the foot. The latter portion of the clean copy of that dissector. Bring that to class, highlighted as I indicated to you, the highlighting the key structures for dissection, and we'll decide how far into the joints we'll dissect. More about that. But layer 1 muscles, know these by neighborhood. This is neighborhood layer 1. Know the muscles that are there, and then in the figures that go along with it, the muscles are listed. So there's several different ways to internalize this, categorize these. My personal preference is to know them by anatomical location, know them by sight, and then their function comes into play. But sometimes early on in the learning process, we need to be specific with a description of how to get around the neighborhood, and that would be in this figure. So layer 1 will remove or will transect and reflect these muscles. That'll bring us to layer 2. Everything I said about knowing layer 1 applies to all the subsequent layers. And then in figure 5.68D through G, here are layers 3 and 4. 3 and 4. And so the gauntlet is thrown. Now's the time to know. Now, will there be a time where you'll have way satisfying palpation of the deep intrinsics? You touch layers 4 indirectly, or you touch them. This is where extrinsic tendons pass into that, and that needs to be discovery for you now. This isn't a huge investment of time to do this. You're fully capable. Wanted to get this YouTube to you to encourage you to be about the task. On Monday, you will be recreating or illustrating on faux feet, in other words, pretend feet. You're going to draw in the layers of the muscles of each layer. So Amber has helped me create the 4 layers of the plantar aspect of the muscle, 4 layers on which you can label those muscles. And I'm calling that your individual readiness assessment. And then as a team, you'll move on to a group activity to do that. And then you're ready. Then you've demonstrated that you know what you're looking for when you get the dissection started on Monday. So, Lord bless you, and look forward to continuing to study the lower extremity.